Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Juan. I am a yarn addict, hence the name Juan the Yarn Addict. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys for stopping by to check out my video today. This is a yarn and crochet channel where we talk about all things yarn and all things crochet. So if that interests you, sit back and watch this video because today, my friends, I am pleased to present to you another episode of Spin the Wheel for a Beanie Premiere Puzzle Edition. So, if there's one thing that you should know about me, Juan the Yarn Addict, I love Premiere Puzzle. And I love Premiere Puzzle, all the puzzle, for very different reasons. So, first and foremost, I love variegated and puzzle-esque type yarns. I love the challenge of being able to work with these yarns in different ways. I also like trying to figure out different types of yarn to pair them with to create different things that people haven't seen before. Now, I've been working with Premiere Puzzle before I started my channel, and I have made everything and anything that you can think of with these yarns. Blankets, sweaters, scarves, hats, you name it, I've made it. And I've done it with these yarns. Now granted, a lot of these puzzle yarns are new and haven't been out as long as I've been using the yarn, but needless to say, I'm very comfortable with using these yarns. And I'm excited about today's episode because while I was cleaning my stash, my friends, I said, you know what, I have a lot of puzzle yarn. I have a lot. So I need to use some of this and let's make a beanie. So I decided to select the ones that I had the most of and I put the different colorways on my wheel. And so there's going to be two layers to this episode. The first layer is we're going to spin for which yarn we're going to use for our beanie. Now, I'm looking at all the puzzle I have on my desk here, and these are the ones that I have the most of. So, I can legit tell you that regardless of the color we wind up with, the beanie's going to look awesome. Just saying. And so, yeah. I put everything on the wheel here. Everything's on the wheel. And I'm going to go around the wheel, and I'm going to show you the yarn as I say the name. Okay? But all of the stats on the yarns, for the most part, except for the shimmer and the cotton, are all the same. So for the standard puzzle, I'll go through the stats really quick with you guys, and then I'll do the shimmer, and then I'll do the cotton. Okay? So very quickly, this is a bulky 5. It is 328 yards. It's 300 meters, and it's 7 ounces at 200 grams. Okay? It's very, very, very nice yarn to work with. The hook recommendation is a 6mm crochet hook, otherwise known as a US letter J. Okay, so I'm going to go through all the colors here, and once I get to the shimmer and the cotton, I'll go ahead and give you the stats for that as well. Okay, so I'm trying to reduce the glare here. So this yellow slice right here is backgammon. So that's backgammon. Very nice. And inside the middle there, I don't know if you can see it, but there's gray. There's gray hues in there. Super nice. I made my backgammon scarf and a beanie with that. Love that. Okay. The next one here in red is checkers. So checkers is this one. We love a good red, especially when it has a lot of different things going on with it. So that's checkers. The next one here is maize. So maize is all the green and the grays. It's giving us all of that, which is really nice. I made a sweater with that. And the next colorway here is acrostic, which is light blue and sky blue, and there's little hints of like a blue-green. If you can see in there, like a pastel blue-green on the inside. So there's that. The next one is jigsaw. So that is jigsaw. It's giving us taupey colors with like blue and all the things. I really like this. I also made a sweater with this. So nice. I also made a throw and a blanket with that. Okay, the next one here is crossword. So browns, taupes, creams. I made a cardigan with that. It was a while ago. a little while ago. The next one here is Riddle. So that's like a muted blue with like gray. It's like a muted color story, but very undertones, very nice, not in your face, relaxed. I like that. Okay. The next one here is Domino. Super nice. It's got the teals and the greens and things. I really like that. Okay. The next one here is Cotton Canyon. This is fairly new. I got super excited about it when it came out, so I bought a whole plethora of these. Love that for me. So this is a medium 4-weight yarn. The hook recommendation is a 5.5mm crochet hook, otherwise known as a US letter I. It is 349 yards, 320 meters, 7 ounces at 200 grams. Super nice. And that's the color story that it shows us, the picture right there. Super nice. The next one that I have here is Jack's Shimmer. So during the Christmas season, I got super excited about this and went kind of crazy. Bought a whole bunch of this. So it's got a little shimmer going on there. Very nice. And this one here is 246 yards, 225 meters. It's 5.29 ounces at 150 grams. It's 98% acrylic and 2% metallicized polyester. Very nice. And the next one that I have here is called Checkers Shimmer. Very nice. Same stats as the Jacks, but it's literally giving us the same colorway as the regular, except we have the metallicized polyester infused into that yarn, which is super nice. Not infused, it's wrapped around. Sorry. Okay, and the last one that I have here on my wheel for today for us is Hangman. Love that. It's got all the things in this one. I'm drawn to this obviously because of the purple undertones. Love that. Okay, so those are the yarns that I have a lot of and that I have made the decision to put on the wheel to make a beanie with. So let me go ahead and clear this table and then we will spin for the yarn. Okay, just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay friends, so I am back. Went ahead and cleared the table, and now we are going to spin for which Premier Puzzle yarn we will be making our beanie out of. So without further ado, let's go ahead and spin this wheel, my friends. So it looks like Hangman is going to be, this is it right here. Hangman is going to be the one we make the beanie with. Super excited. So, okay, let me go ahead and clear the wheel, and then I'm going to put stitches on it, and then we're going to spin for our stitches. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back in a jiff. Okay, my friends, I'm back. So, all right, I have all the stitches on the wheel for this beanie, and let's go ahead and cover that real quick. So the first slice here is a single crochet. The next one here is a double. This next one is a cross stitch, front post double. This is a half double cluster. And this purple one here is a dot, which means I can pick a stitch of my choosing. So I'm hoping to land on that one. And last but not least, we have the half double. Okay, so just putting this out there, when you're working with busier yarns, you want to keep your stitches fairly simple, because then the yarn will be able to sing. The more complicated your stitches are, the less your yarn will actually be able to tell a story. So That's why I have fairly simple stitches, because I really want the yarn to tell us a story when we put it together. So I made an executive decision to go ahead and spin for 4 stitches. So that's just my choice, and I hope one of them is purple, because depending on how the stitches fall, I may need that lifeline to really pull it together. So I'm going to go ahead and start on the purple dot, hoping that it lands on it. I'm sure it won't, but we'll see. So we're going to spin for 4 stitches, and here's the first one. Okay, single crochet. That's a fail-safe. Every beanie should have a single in there at some point, so that's totally fine. Excited about that because the brim. All right, that works. All right, so let's go ahead and spin for the next one. Ah, I got a dot. Woo! Okay. Okay, I was hoping to get it and I got it, so we're good. So far we have a single crochet, and then I have the dot, which is my fail-safe. I can literally plug in a stitch, and then whichever stitch I choose, I'm going to have to use that stitch throughout the project. So, okay. Here's the third one. The cross stitch. I'm excited about that. I have yet to make a beanie with the cross stitch. That's cool. Okay. And last but not least, let's go ahead and get that 4th stitch. Half double crochet. My friends, this is going to be a very nice beanie. I'm just telling you right now. We have the single crochet. We have the half double crochet. I have a dot. And then I have the cross stitch. Oh, this beanie is going to be awesome. Okay, let's head over to the tutorial table and we'll pick it up from there. So I'll see you on the other side, guys. 1 second. Okay, friends, so here we are at the tutorial table. I have my Hangman yarn, and I have my 6mm crochet hook, otherwise known as the US letter J. We're going to go ahead and get started here. So to get started, my friends, what we're going to need to do is create a slip knot on our hook. However you do this is absolutely fine. This is how I do it. So long as we get here, that's all that matters. Okay? So from here, what we need to do is chain 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can use your magic circle, whichever you'd like. This is how I do it. Okay, so then we're going to take the tip of our crochet hook, insert it into the first chain, draw up a loop, and slip to close to create our circle here. Just like that. Okay? And from here, what we want to do is chain 1. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a ribbed crown. So to start, what we're going to need to do is 12 double crochets in the circle. So that's 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to continue going on until I have 12, so I will meet you at the end of round 1. Okay, friends, so I just ended round 1. We have 12 double crochets, and what we want to do now is we want to go ahead and take the tip of our crochet hook and insert it into the very first stitch of the round, just like that. We're going to draw a loop and slip to close, just like that. And you see that little space right there? So that's where we're going to go and work back into, okay? So to start round 2, what we need to do is chain 1 and do a double crochet back into the stitch we just came out of, just like that. And then downstairs you have the chain 1 and the double crochet. So we're going to do a front post double crochet around both parts of this, okay? So yarn over, come down, end around, drop a loop, yarn over, go through 2, oops, there we go, and then go through 2, just like that. And then right next door here, we're going to do the same thing. Double crochet up top, double crochet down below, front post double crochet. Just like that. Double crochet up top, front post double crochet down below. And we're going to repeat that all the way around until we reach the end. And you should have a total of 24 stitches for round 2, okay? So continue doing that, and I will meet you around here at the end of round 2, okay? Okay, friends, so I just ended round 2. You should end with a front post double crochet in the last stitch there. And to close round 2, we want to go into this very first stitch right here. That's the front loop and that's the back loop. So we're going to go ahead and insert our hook in there, just like that. We're going to draw up a loop and slip to close, just like that. Okay. So my friends, for round 3, we need 36 total stitches, okay? And so in order to achieve that, what we need to do is chain 1, and we're going to go back into the stitch we just came out of with a double crochet, just like that. And then we're going to go next door here and do another double crochet in the next stitch here, just like that. And now what we want to do is a front post double crochet right in front of that stitch. Go down and around, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through 2, yarn over and go through 2, just like that. And that's the repeat, friends. So we're going to do a double crochet right next door, another double crochet right next door, and then a front post down below, front post double crochet, just like that. If you notice, we're carrying up the ribbing here, okay? So the repeat is going to be double, double, front post. So double crochet, and then another double crochet, and then a front post double crochet. Just like that, okay? So continue on, and I will see you at the end of round 3, okay? Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 3. You should have ended on a front post double crochet, 36 stitches around, and look at that already, telling a story. Light going into a darker color. That's so awesome. Okay, focus 1. All right, so to close off round 3, what we need to do is take the tip of the crochet hook and insert it into the first stitch of the round, which is right here. We're going to draw up a loop and slip to close. So for round 4, friends, we need 48 stitches in total. So to achieve that, what we need to do is chain 1 and then a double crochet back into the stitch we just came out of. So that's 1. And then now what we need to do is go downstairs and next door. So we need to go to the stitch right before the post here. And we need to give that a front post double crochet. Just like that. Then next we need to go next door up top, double crochet, and then downstairs. We're following up this ribbing here. So we're going to go and do a double crochet, front post, double crochet. And that's how that happens. So let's try that again. So next door we do a double crochet. Next we're going to the neighbor's basement. So we're going next door, downstairs, front post double crochet, and then we're going just next door, and then we go downstairs into the basement and do a front post double crochet, just like that. Okay, so essentially we're starting a new ribbing on this row. Okay, let's do it again. And you may have to move the stitches out of the way because this is a bulky yarn, so you're going to have to move it over if you have to get to that stitch, okay? So yarn over, go next door here, double crochet, and then go to the neighbor's basement, down and over with a double crochet. And then next door here, double crochet, and then go into the basement and we're carrying up that post. Okay? So that is the repeat for this row, friends. Just to be sure you have it, I'm going to do it one more time with you, okay? So next door, we're going to go up top. And then this next stitch, we're going to go to the neighbor's basement. So next door and then down. Do a front post double crochet. And then we're going to go next door here with a regular double crochet. And then we're going to go into that basement and do a front post double crochet. Okay? So rewind me and replay me if you have to, friends. But that's the repeat, and I shall see you at the end of this row here. Okay? Or round, sorry. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 4. We have 48 total stitches. Okay, and so to close off round 4, what we need to do is go into the very first double crochet of the round, draw up that loop, slip to close. So for round 5, friends, we're going to need 60 stitches, okay? So to achieve that, we're going to chain 1 and then go back into the stitch we just came out of with a double crochet, just like that. And then now we're going to go ahead and bring up that front post double crochet, just like that. And then in the next one here, we're going to go ahead and do a double crochet, and then a double crochet, and then a front post double crochet. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Regular double crochet, front post. Regular double, front post. Okay? So yes, no, yes, yes, no. Let's do that again. Okay? So double crochet, and then we need to do a front post double crochet, and then a regular double crochet, and then a regular double crochet, and then a front post double crochet. So essentially all we're doing is we're bringing up the ribbing that we already created, and in between we're doing regular double crochets. So after we do the post, it's a regular double, a front post, regular double, front post. Okay, let's do it one more time just to be sure. So regular double crochet, and then a front post double crochet, and then a regular double crochet, and then a regular double crochet, and then a front post double crochet, just like that. Okay, so we need a total of 60 stitches for round 5. Go ahead and continue that pattern, and I will meet you at the end of round 5. If you need to, go ahead and rewind me and replay the directions here. But it's fairly simple, and I'm very confident that you will get this. It's super easy. Okay, so continue doing that, and I'll see you at the end of round 5. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 5. Look at the color there. Isn't that great? It's so good. Okay, so to close off round 5, what we need to do is insert the tip of our crochet hook into the first double crochet, making sure we grab both the front and the back loop. We're going to go ahead and drop a loop and slip to close. Okay, so that is round 5. Now for round 6, we're no longer going to do any increasing, so that is basically our magic number, 60. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to do round 6 with half double crochets to just kind of get the situation started here. Okay, so to do that, we're going to go ahead and chain 1, and we're going to go back into the stitch we just came out of, which is right here, with a half double crochet, just like that. And we're going to do 1 in every stitch. You're going to yarn over, go into the stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, and go through all 3, just like that, in every stitch of the round. For round 6, you're going to need 60 stitches, for those of you who are counting. And just continue doing this, my friends, and I will see you at the end of round 6. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 6. And so in order to close that off, we want to go to the very first stitch, not this little bump here, none of that. Go right to the stitch, and what we want to do is insert our hook, draw up a loop, and slip to close. Okay, and so for round 7, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do another row of half double crochets, but we're going to go ahead and pick up the third loop. So to start that, what we're going to do is chain 1, okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go, well, wrap over, yarn over, go into the top of your stitch there, go straight down and out the back to pick up both of those loops. Yarn over and go through all 3. So let's do that one more time. Yarn over, go down the top and out the back. And if you notice, there's 2 there that you just picked up. You picked up the back loop and then the third loop. Okay? Draw up that loop, yarn over, and go through all 3. Okay? So continue doing that. Go down the top and out the back, and you'll pick up the back loop and the third loop, and that front loop is the loop that's on the other side here. Let me finish that stitch so you can see. So that ribbing there, all that is the front loop. Okay? Let's try it again. So down the top and out the back, and you pick up 2 loops. You're going to draw up a loop, yarn over, and go through all 3. Piece of cake. So continue doing that, my friends, and I will see you at the end of round 7, 60 stitches. Okay? Half double crochets, picking up that third loop. Just like that, okay? So I'll see you at the end of round 7. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 7. Look at that color. Wow. So we've got a nice little ribbing situation happening here. It's not too loud, it's just perfect. Okay? So what we want to do, to close off round 7, we want to insert our crochet hook into the second and third loop of the first stitch of the round. Draw up that loop and slip to close, and then chain 1. Okay? So for round 8, my friends, I'm going to use my dot. So I'm going to do twins in a stitch. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and do a double crochet in the stitch we just came out of. Do a double crochet, and then go back in there and do another double crochet. We're going to skip 1 and go to the next one and put twins in a stitch. So 2 double crochets in the stitch, just like that. Skip, go into the next one, 2 double crochets. Skip, go to the next one and put 2 double crochets. Okay, just like that. Piece of cake. So that is the stitch that I'm choosing to use, okay? So continue doing that all the way around, making sure that you're skipping 1 and then putting 2 double crochets in the next stitch. Skip 1, 2 double crochets, just like that. Okay. Skip, 2 double crochets in that stitch right there. And that's what it looks like. Okay, so I'll see you at the end of round 8. Okay, my friends, so for round 8, the end kind of looks like this, okay? What you want is you want 30 sets of twins in a stitch. So once you count all the way around, this is kind of where you should be. Okay, so to finish this off, what we need to do is insert the tip of our crochet hook into the very first double crochet of the round, draw up a loop, and slip to close. And see, once you do that, the spacing looks exactly the same as everything else, okay? So we're going to chain 1, and for round 9, we're going to go ahead and do the cross stitch. We're going to work into these holes here, okay? So to start, what we're going to do is do a double crochet, and we're going to come to the opposite side of our twins. So yarn over, come over here, draw up a loop, double crochet, yarn over and come back here, draw up a loop, and do a double crochet, just like that. Okay, let's do it again. So to do the next one, we're going to yarn over and we're going to come over here. So not here, we're going to jump over to this one. We're going to draw up a loop and do our double crochet. Then we're going to yarn over and come back here to do the other side of our cross. Okay, so let's continue doing that. Yarn over, come over here to this side, double crochet, yarn over and come back here and do our double crochet. There we go. Okay, so let's continue doing that. Double crochet, come around, pick that up, double crochet. Just like that. And what we have are a bunch of these X's here, which is great. Okay? So continue doing that, my friends, and I will meet you at the end of round 9. Okay? Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 9. We just did an entire round here of the cross stitch. Very textured. Okay, so to close this off, what we need to do is insert our crochet hook in the very first stitch of the round, which is right there. Make sure that you pick up your front loop and your back loop, just like that. Let's go ahead and draw up a loop and slip to close. Okay. So for round 10, we're going to repeat this row right here. So the cross stitch is going to be repeated. So we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to jump to this side of the X. Okay. So go right into the open space, draw up your loop, double crochet, yarn over and come back to the other side of that cross, draw up the loop, and do your double crochet per normal, just like that. Okay, and then next you're going to come over here to this square. You're going to go on to this side, the far side, draw up a loop, go through 2, go through 2, and then you're going to come to the other side of the square. Yarn over, go through the hole there, draw up a loop, and do your double crochet per normal. Okay, just like that. So double crochet, yarn over, come around, double crochet. So continue doing that, and I'll see you at the end of round 10. Okay, friends, so we are now at the end of round 10. We repeated the cross stitch a second time. And to close off round 10, what we want to do is go into the very first stitch of the round, draw up a loop, and slip to close, chain 1. And for round 11, we're going to repeat the twins in a stitch. Okay, so it's going to be twins, cross, cross, twins. All right, so we're going to be working from the inside of the crosses. Okay, so we're basically going to keep everything lined up, just like that. Okay, so what we need to do now is we chained 1, but we're going to go into the cross, draw up a loop, and slip. We need to be inside the cross there. We're going to chain 1 and then do 2 double crochets from inside of the cross. And that's literally it. yarn over, go inside the cross, double crochet, double crochet. Very simple. Now, it is bulky yarn, so it may be a little tight, but when you're yarning over and going in, just feel around for your space. It's there, I promise. There we go. Just do your 2 double crochets, just like that. Yarn over, come over here. Just go right in between those 2 X's, or those 2 stitches there. And that's kind of what it needs to look like. Okay? So you're literally just going in between these X's. Sorry about that. So yarn over, go right in between, and 2 double crochets. If you see there's like this little spot there, it's a little sweet spot. You're just going to insert your hook right into that sweet spot. So sweet spot's right there, see it? So you're just going to go ahead and put your hook right into that sweet spot. Just like that. So you're going to want to have 30 sets. I'm going to trim that. You're going to want 30 sets of the twins in a stitch. Let me go ahead and take care of that right away. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that, friends. Yarn over, go right into that sweet spot. And if you can't pry them apart, just use your finger here on the other side. Just wiggle your way through. It's there, I promise. Just like that. Okay, so go ahead and do that, and I will see you at the end of round 11. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 11. And what we want to do to close off round 11, take the tip of our crochet hook, go into the first stitch, draw up a loop, and slip to close, just like that. And what we want to do now is go right in between the twin stitch here, go inside, draw up a loop, and slip to close. Chain 1, and that's where we're going to be starting our round here. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and do half double crochets, starting right where we came from, right there. And then we want to go into the next space right here with a half double crochet. And then in between the twin stitch, and then next to the twin stitch. In between, next to. In between, next to. So continue doing that, my friends, and you're going to need 60 half double crochets for the round, and I will meet you at the end of the round. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 12. You should have ended right here with a half double crochet before the fault line here. That's kind of where we join everything. So what we want to do now is insert the tip of our crochet hook, even with that gap there, that's fine. Insert the tip of our crochet hook in the first stitch, draw up a loop, slip to close. Okay, and what we want to do now is another row of half double crochets, but we're going to do them picking up the second and third loop. So we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to go into the very first stitch. Let's yarn over, go into the first stitch, go inside there. The first one's the toughest because you're just coming out of there. Go down and through the back, pick up that loop, yarn over, and go through all 3. And then continue that. Go down the center, go inside the center here, up top, go down and out the back, and you'll pick up the second and third loop. Draw up the loop, yarn over, and go through all 3. So continue doing that, my friends. 60 stitches is what is needed for round 13. Just like this. And what I'm doing is I'm using my middle finger here to feel, to make sure that that third loop is being picked up. That's kind of why it's back there. Yep. Okay, friends, so for 13 half double crochets, picking up the second and third loop, 60 stitches, and I will see you at the end of the round, okay? Okay, friends, so this is kind of what our project is looking like after completing row 13. Kind of wanted you to see what this is looking like. It's so nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and return to this. So you should have 60 half double crochets, okay, and after that, this is where you should be. And then what we need to do is we need to go ahead and insert our crochet hook into the first stitch of the round, draw up a loop and slip to close and chain 1. Okay, so essentially we're literally just repeating this whole section up here. So if history proves us correct, what we need to do now is twins in a stitch. Okay, so to do that, we're going to go ahead and start right where we came from with 2 double crochets in that first stitch, just like that. And then we're going to skip and go to the next one here and do 2 double crochets in that stitch. Skip one, go to the next one, and do 2 double crochets in the next one. So for this particular round, my friends, we're going to just do twins in a stitch all the way around, and you should have 30 pairs. And I will meet you at the end of this round, okay? I'll see you shortly. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 14. Twins in a stitch. And if you just look at the past rows, everything should line up. Just like this. Okay, and so what we need to do now is take our crochet hook and insert it into the first stitch of the round, draw up a loop, and slip to close. We're going to chain 1. And now we're going to do the cross stitch, and we're going to work on either side of the twins, okay? So to start, what we need to do is do a double crochet on this side, the far side of the twins. Double crochet, yarn over, and come all the way over to the very beginning and do a double crochet, just like that, okay? And so now what we need to do is come over here like before, yarn over, come over here, double crochet, yarn over, and come over here and do a double crochet, just like that. There we go. Okay, so for rounds 15 and 16, it's going to be the exact same as down here, back-to-back rows or rounds of the cross stitch. Okay, so 15 and 16, the cross stitch here. I'm going to go ahead and do these 2 rounds, and I will meet you at the end of 16. And again, this is 15, so you're going to do this all the way around, join, go up 1, and go to 16. So 2 rounds of the cross stitch, and I'll see you at the end of 16. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 16. We literally just repeated what we had so far, okay? And so now what we need to do to close off 16 is to go into the very first stitch of the round, draw up the loop, and slip to close, chain 1. Okay, so let's just look at our history here. We did 2 crosses, then we did twins in a stitch, and we went inside the crosses because X marks the spot. So let's go ahead and go into the cross, slip, chain 1, and we're going to go back in there with 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. And then we're going to hop over here, just hit that sweet spot right there, 2 double crochets. I like the name of that, X marks the spot. That might be the name of this beanie, friends. And just do 2 double crochets right in the X there. Okay, so continue doing that, my friends, and I shall see you at the end of this round. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 17, and this is what we're looking like. Super nice. This is the other side. Love that. Okay, so to close off round 17, what we need to do, as we did previously many times, insert our hook into the first stitch of the round, which should be there. Just draw up a loop, slip to close, and chain 1. And so now, looking at our history, what we're going to be doing is the half double crochets. So we're going to do a round of half double crochets for round 18. And to do this, we're going to go ahead and go inside the twins there with a half double crochet, and then next to the twin stitch with a half double crochet. Go inside the twin stitch with a half double, next to with a half double. Just like this, all the way around. You're going to need 60 stitches, just like this. Okay, so I will see you at the end of round 18 with 60 half double crochets. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 18, all half double crochets. Okay, we've done it twice before. Okay, so to close off this round, what we need to do is insert our hook into the first stitch of the round, draw up a loop, and slip to close. We're going to go ahead and chain 1. Now what we're going to do is work in the second and third loop for round 19. We're going to insert our hook in the top of the stitch and push down and out the back to pick up the second and the third loop. Drop a loop and go through those 2 to close. So we're going to do that again. Yarn over, go into the stitch and out the back, drop a loop, yarn over, and go through all 3 to close. You're going to do this half double crochet, picking up the second and third loop. For the entire round, you're going to need 60 stitches, just like this. And this nice little ridge is happening because of what we're doing. Like before, we see it here and we see it here. Okay, so continue doing that, my friends, and I will see you at the end of this round, round 19. Okay, friends, so here we are at the end of round 19. You see that nice little ribbing there? Okay, so to close, we're going to insert our crochet hook into that first stitch, drop a loop, and slip to close, and we're going to chain 1. Okay, so for round 20, for most people, that will be the last row. So for this row, we're going to do a row of single crochets, but I strongly suggest that you try your beanie on after you complete this row to see if you need additional rows of single crochets. I'm actually going to be following the same advice I'm giving. So after I'm done round 20, I'm going to try it on and determine how many more rounds I need. In most cases, I need another 1 or 2, but we'll see. So continue doing this, my friends, for round 20. All single crochets. You're picking up both loops. It's very easy breezy, quick, and fun. All right, so I'll see you at the end of round 20, my friends. Okay, friends, so as it turns out, I do need to do another row, as I suspected. So just connect to the first stitch of the row. In my case, since I only need one more row, I'm going to go ahead, and this is optional, but I'm going to do a round of single crochets in the back loop. So I am going to insert my crochet hook in the back loop, draw up a loop and slip to close, chain one, and then go back into that back loop and do a single crochet. And then just picking up the back loops of each stitch, I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's going to give it a more finished look. So even if you stopped at round 20, if you wanted to do this just to give it a finished look, by all means, go for it. It doesn't take up very much space, and it kind of gives it like a polished I'm done kind of a look, if that makes any sense. So continue doing that, and I shall see you in 2 seconds. Okay, so here I am at the finish line. So what I need to do now is to insert my hook in both loops of the last stitch, draw up a loop and slip to close, and I'm going to go ahead and chain 2. And from here, what we need to do is cut off a tail, just like that, and then pull the hook away from our work, pinch and pull, creating that double knot there, and then of course sew in your ends. So let me go ahead and grab a darning needle. I'll be right back. Okay, friends, so I have my needle here. What you want to do is fold it over the eye, pinch, and then feed it through the eye. And then I like to leave about that much, and I keep my finger right there to keep it from sliding. And then of course on the inside I do a zigzag technique, so I just do a letter Z, but all in one straight line. So I pick up some fibers along the way, of course, pull through, and I make sure that knot is on the inside, flip over, go back, picking up some fibers along the way, go back this way, and then one final pass through, just like that. Can't even tell it was there. So now what we need to do is go ahead and trim. And there you have it, my friends. So if you've made it this far in the video, thank you. I appreciate it. This, my friends, is called X Marks the Spot. So I'm naming it that because it's very game friendly, you know. Hangman, X marks the spot, and then also too, because of the stitches, we had to kind of pinpoint where to put the twins. X marks the spot. So there you have it. See the spots? And that's where we had to put the twins. So X marks the spot beanie, featuring Hangman from Premier Puzzle. So I hope you enjoyed this. This was so much fun. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, of course, if you haven't already, and then hit that notification bell to stay updated with everything regarding me and my channel. And until the next one, guys, take care, and thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.